What's going on, everybody? We're in my wonderful home this evening talking to a gentleman who I grew up getting in tons of trouble with. A gentleman who grew up to be an actual person, which I wouldn't have thought at the time. And a gentleman who I'm proud to call my friend, Derek Kerchner. Thank you for being on the show.
No problem.
We've known each other since what? The 6th grade?
I believe it was the 6th grade.
I've thought about this for the last few weeks here. I don't remember how we met. Do you remember how we met?
I was thinking about it too. I believe it was you were friends with Colin.
Colin, not Sublette.
Lutz.
Lutz!
Yes, Lutzy. I believe you guys were good friends, and I was friends with Colin at the time. And that's how we met. I kind of think we met and kind of pushed Colin out of the circle. But
that could be. That could be.
But yeah.
Do you know Colin Lutz? Speaking of Colin Lutz, by the way, this is Derek Kerchner is a friend since I've had this friend since 6th grade. 6th grade. That's very few and far between in most people's lives. Most people don't have a friend that long. We've had our ups and downs. We've had our periods where we didn't speak. Not really due to any confrontation between us, but you lose touch with people. But that's a rare thing to then come back together years down the road and talk and be civil and pick up right where you left off. So I think you and I have a type of friendship where we might not see each other for 10 years, and we'll pick up right where we left off, talking about Mrs. Gupta, the substitute teacher, and asking for her green card in the 6th grade.
Yep.
I don't think it'll matter. Maybe that's because I'm a shitty person at keeping up with people.
Kill the cows.
Yes. Mrs. Gupta was Muslim. What was she? She was something.
I'm not sure.
Indian. She was Indian, obviously.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But
yeah.
Colin Lutz used to ask her for her green card every time he'd get in trouble.
He wrote "Kill the Cows" on the chalkboard one time, and she lost her shit. And
if you don't know, for some Indian religions, the sacred animal is the cow. So of course, we as horrible people used to write "Kill the Cow" as 6th graders on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
But Derek and I. We may have. I'm going to go with your story of we met through Colin Lutz because I don't know any difference. A funny story about Colin Lutz. He also gave me my first pornography tape.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. It was a vivid video.
Obviously a VHS.
VHS.
No.
And I had it for a while. I had a spot under my bed. I cut a hole. Not to have sex with my mattress, but I cut a hole in the box spring and I stored all my porn in there. Basically my porn that I either stole from my father or that I was given to from other people. And eventually, it was either my brother or my dad found this spot and all my shit was raided. And I stand here, as I sit here, today, wanting to know who took my pornography stash, Keith Werley or Jason Werley. One of you needs to come forward because there was a hole in my box spring and you son of a bitches found it and I had to go to the woods and find porn in the leaves.
Yeah, but obviously you hid it pretty well.
No, I just told you how everyone found it.
You did?
Are you not paying any attention?
You said it was in your box spring.
And it was gone then.
You're right, but how did they know it was in your box spring?
Because they were looking for porn.
Right.
Because they're just as fucked up as I am.
How much investigating did they put in there to find it in your box spring?
Look, you're talking to a guy who broke into his father's gun cabinet to because there was an envelope in there that had VHS recorded HBO shows from like midnight to 3 a.m. and I found that, and I didn't even hide it well. I broke in there with a screwdriver on like a key and like a latch. So I just pried it off and broke the latch and just acted like, I don't know what happened to the latch. Sorry, your porn's missing. So I'm sure he knew who to go to and what bedroom to look through.
Nice.
Where did you find your first pornography?
Honestly,
Was it listening through the wall to mom and dad?
No, I didn't go that far. I'm glad I never heard that.
Oh, you want to know what? Oh, shit, I shouldn't even say this.
I feel like the first pornography came
say
from...
it, thank you.
I think it came from Colin.
You're lucky, Lorene. Okay, go ahead.
I think Colin Lutz gave me one.
He's the king. He's the porn entrepreneur. He's the distributor.
And not to... For some reason, I feel like I still have that VHS. I really do.
Why do you have a VHS of anything at this point?
I have a drawer next to our bed, and the bottom drawer, my wife knows it's like where the porn's at.
Yeah.
Which I haven't watched in fucking forever.
Sure. Who watches porn on DVD or VHS anymore?
You got phones anymore, but there's a couple of DVDs that I had in past years now. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of VHS in there,
and one from Colin Lutz?
I think my original masturbation VHS is there. I think.
Do you remember the title? You have to remember the title.
I believe it was the best of Bend Over. Yes, I believe that was the one. I gotta look when I get home.
Now, and you know what? You're gonna go back and you're gonna watch and go, this fucking sucked.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like it's all blurry and fucking
blurry.
Oh, everybody's hairy.
Hairy bushes.
It's like if I want to see hairy, I look at myself.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
The thing about it is, old porn never lives up to what you thought it was. Do you remember back to the first time you saw porn? And you could watch that video probably 60 times, 70 times, and it would do the same thing as it did the first time. Because it was so rare. Like, it was gold. It was gold, Jerry, gold. And you couldn't, it was so rare that you were like, oh my God, I have to hide this. I have to cut a hole in my box spring that my parents bought me and hope nobody finds this because this is so rare. I need to covet this. And now it's like you see a video online. It's like, yeah, her toes aren't cute. It's like
I know,
you're so desensitized now.
Yes,
you could see like a side tit on a fucking like. When my parents, okay, here's the thing. My parents used to get the Sears catalog every year.
Okay.
And I used to look through it for like toys for Christmas when I was a kid. Well, I also looked through the bra and panty section, and like a side tit was enough that I could go to the bathroom and take care of business from a side tit.
Absolutely.
I couldn't take care of business from a side tit now.
My first jerk-off magazine for years was Sports Illustrated.
Swimsuit?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I've had that for years. I mean, the pages were kind of crusted together, and yeah.
No, I just... Are you a big porn connoisseur now? Do you go on Pornhub constantly or not? I won't say constantly because, okay, it might be constantly, but I don't want to say constantly because it makes us look bad.
Right. No. Yeah, I look at porn a lot.
Yeah. So, are you desensitized to it? Like, how far down the rabbit hole have you gone? I can go on Pornhub now, and I can just look at what it says is recommended for me. Which, by the way. Yes, Pornhub will remember what you searched.
Yes.
And it will hook up. The next time you go to it, it'll be kind of, oh, fuck. I fucking looked at that. Holy shit, Jesus Christ.
Must have been a rare
She didn't have a leg.
Right?
It's horrible shit.
I was in a weird mood that day.
Yeah, jeez. All right, the regular sex wasn't getting it done for me. Why is this dwarf sucking a big black cock?
Exactly.
That's the bad thing about porn. Recommended for you, dwarf sucking big black cock. Well, if I could say it if I wasn't drinking all day. Big black cock. Big black cock.
BBC.
Yeah, okay, politically correct. BBC. I don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, I'm so desensitized to it. So like, I'll see like my normal shit come up on there, and I'm like, okay, I don't even want to watch this today. And it makes, I'll be honest with you, depending on how much porn you watch, okay? Parents, don't listen to this part. You're not gonna want to fucking hear it. Do you actually, every time you watch porn, are you just watching porn to watch porn, or are you watching porn to fucking jerk off?
I would say, I don't know.
What's the percentage?
60% of the time I'm just watching porn to watch porn, but then the other 40 I'm doing to fucking jerk off.
Do you ever get to the point where you're like, I could have sex right now, but I only want to care about myself, so I'm going to jerk off.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the time when you jerk off.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I would love to have sex with her, but you would love to have sex with your wife. I would love to have sex with my fiance, but at the same time, we're like, yeah, but I don't want to have to care if they come.
I'm bad with one when I watch porn. And I'm in a jerk off mood, right? So I'm going at it, and I'm watching it on my phone, and I'm like, I bet you I can find something better.
Oh my god!
So like in the middle, like I'm like searching, and then I'm like, fuck, I should have stayed with the first one. Like the first one was probably better. Let me skip again. And like, you know, I'm like ready to go, and I'm like, come on, there's gotta be something better.
Did you? Yeah, that's.
So I go to like 5 different videos, and like I usually end up on the original one.
Right.
Something stupid, you know.
Well, that's how it is. That's how it is for me. You're always searching, like, okay, this is good, but I can come to something better.
Right?
I could finish to something better.
Exactly.
But the thing with that is, okay, I've apparently reached a new level. I am at a point where I'm not a fan of the 5-minute to 10-minute jerk off anymore. It's a session anymore.
Oh yeah, you make it last.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like when I discovered, dude. Oh my god, I hope nobody listens to this episode of my podcast, which I'm hoping to get everybody to listen to.
Yeah, this is bad start off.
This is not good. What's the longest you've had session wise?
I don't know. I don't know. Like nothing like crazy long. Like 10, 15 minutes maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking to. You're a rookie.
You go more?
You're a rookie. I'm talking 2 hours.
2 hours? Wow. You got a lot of time in your hands.
When she's not home and I get right home from work, when she used to have her old job, woo! Let me tell you, I gave one time. All I'm going to say, I'm going to end this here. I gave myself blue balls once. One time I gave myself.
Did she come home?
No.
Oh.
No. I just went that long. And there's a thing called edging. I'm sure you've seen it in Pornhub if you've looked at Pornhub.
Oh, yeah.
I went so long in one session edging that by the time I finished, my balls hurt. Like I gave myself blue balls from not coming.
Yep.
That was a long session.
It feels like somebody punched you in your ball sack.
So anyway, what do you think about your mother?
Oh, you really fucked. Yeah.
So anyway, okay, we talked about this earlier today. You have 2 kids.
I do.
You have 2 kids.
I do.
And our past history, I've said a number of stories on this podcast. God, nobody's even going to listen to this long because nobody we know is going to listen to this.
We should have ended it with a porn session, not start out.
Yeah, nobody's going to listen to it because they're going to go, oh God, I don't want to hear about Derek and Justin jerking off. That's a rough start. But anyway, you have 2 kids, and we've talked about stories. I've talked about stories on this podcast of where you were involved in them and how horrible we were with girls and things we've done. And you have a daughter. Your first child was a daughter.
Correct.
Was a girl. Was a daughter. Your first child was a daughter of some other man. But no, you had a girl, and she's growing up, and as she gets older, how do you plan on handling that? You have a girl and a boy now, but how do you handle them differently, the girl from the boy? Because I think I would. But it's not fair to do that, but I think I would.
I don't know. At this point in time, I handle them both the same, because they're close to the same
You don't
age.
have to deal with it yet.
I think when Alexis gets older, it's going to be tough on me when, first boyfriend kind of situation.
Because you know everything that's going to...
Well, yeah.
You know what's going on.
I was the biggest piece of shit there was.
Yeah.
With women.
As was I.
So I know what she could fall into.
Sure.
So I'm going to be the dad sitting out front cleaning a shotgun when the guy's pulling up in a driveway to pick up my daughter.
But how's that? But what do you can't do anything. Right. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
They have to make the mistakes.
There was a funny memo I saw the other day of I think it was on Facebook. It was like a quick little show, but it was a guy had a shotgun shell in his hand, and he threw it towards his daughter's boyfriend, and he caught it, and he was like, that thing moves a lot faster after 11 o'clock.
Sure. I get that, but at the end of the day, we're both fucked. If I have a girl, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta live with it and hope you raise them well enough to make the right decisions. You gotta hope that they're, you gave them the skills to navigate their way through shit guys and good guys. They're gonna fuck up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're gonna fuck up.
I just hope for the future that, my daughter and my son both do well in school, not like me, I want my kids to do well in school, and, if the boyfriend comes home someday, I hope he's a decent dude and not a vaping...
Black guy.
Yeah.
Okay!
Yeah.
Don't say anything here, it's fine. But that was a joke.
But no, I want them to be somewhat similar to us,
Sure.
Down to earth, Hunter, not some douchebag.
Some piece of shit, yeah, right.
And then me and my wife talked about it, and then when I think about my son, I'm like, hey,
fuck it, get out there.
Dude, pound away, dude.
Right,
and
exactly.
I told my wife that, she's like, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, he's a dude, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We both say that, and we both think that. And then but if we put any thought into it, a little more, we go to the next level and think about it, we would want the opposite. If we think about it from a legal standpoint. And I didn't really think about this too much until recently, but if you want to break it down to a legal standpoint and to a affecting your life standpoint, if your daughter got pregnant and the guy was a piece of shit and fucking booked, she'd get paid. That child would be taken care of by the government.
True.
That guy would have to give every cent he had to take care of that kid and to take care of your kid.
She would get taken care of, but
is that good for her? That's a different question. That's a different question
for her. It's different, but
that's a different question. Now, if your son was going around fucking all kinds of chicks and he, wasn't smart about it or, wasn't safe about it or however you want to say it, and he had 3 kids and wasn't with any of the women, well, those are 3 kids for 18 years that he's financially responsible for.
Yeah, you're a dumbass, so you're going to be working the rest of your life.
Right.
Your money's going right to them.
So our theory, it sounds great from the jump. Don't fucking spread your legs, girl. Don't spread your legs. And then it's well, if you spread your legs, you're at least fucking good. No matter what happens, you're good.
Right.
And then it's the boy's oh, fuck everything you can fucking fuck. And it's oh, you might be fucked then from fucking everything you can fucking fuck.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But we don't think about it like that. We never think about it like that.
That's one thing I can honestly be happy with myself, that I never knocked up a girl at a young age and have to deal with child
We are
support.
both so lucky when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
So lucky. How many times did you wear a condom in your life?
I wore it pretty often, but there was times when I was drunk and I was like, yeah, fuck it.
I can count 3.
Yeah,
It wasn't many. Right. I was the old pull and pop method.
Right.
All my life.
Yeah.
All my life. Now my dick looks like an elbow. But I'm kidding.
He's not.
But Stop touching my foot.
Well,
Under the
kick
fucking
me,
desk.
you fag.
You're not even tall. How are you touching my foot?
I don't know.
Anyway. Anyway. Tell me about your mother. Big black cock. Anyway. So we were friends in 6th grade. Did you go to 5th grade camp?
I did, yes.
And I'm assuming we were there together at some point. Well, obviously, we're in the same fucking year. We had to be there together.
I only remember, like, Alina and Jarrett.
I remember Elena Jarrett.
Yeah.
And you know what I remember about Elena Jarrett? The fucking Macarena.
You know what's kind of funny about that you brought up Elena?
That I cried in my bed,
No.
in my twin bed, to the song Angel by Aerosmith, thinking about Elena when I was a child.
I didn't know about that. I love you, Elena. So if you're listening to this, But I went to my daughter's open house when she started at District Topton.
Sure.
And we went in the main doors and walked to the left. And as we're walking down to the left, there's the little hallway that kicks to the right to like emergency doors.
Yeah.
And that's where you used to make out with Elena all the time.
No.
It was before the school bus.
Let me correct you. I made out with her once. It was the last day of the school year of 6th grade. It was this big deal. We were going to French kiss.
And it happened in that hallway.
Yes. But you said all the time.
Well, okay, I'm sorry.
It happened once.
Okay, all right.
And it was this big thing. Everybody in the school, for some reason, knew Elena and I, or at least this is how it was in my mind, Elena and I were going to French kiss in this hallway. It was going to happen. Last day. I waited till the last day of school. And after that, I wasn't going to talk to her. That's how dating went back then.
Yeah, right.
So we went into this little corridor, this little like side hallway. You're vibrating all that. Who is that?
It's my brother. It's all good.
So we went in this little corridor, little hallway that had doors to the outside. People were lined up. Like there was a line, like ants.
What, for watching?
I think so.
Or really?
It was either waiting for a bus and watching. It was like a compilation of both. And I only know the word compilation because of Pornhub. Compilation of people. And I went in there not knowing how to French kiss. And I went in open mouth. I went in like Jaws. Like the scene in Jaws where he's like Jaws 3D. Where he's coming at the enclosure, slow motion, and I sucked on the side of her cheeks, each side. I don't know if I got any tongue in there. I don't know what I did. My mouth was open like a minute and a half before it touched her face, and we went, hello.
And that was like the last time you talked to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought so. That was over.
That was it.
I was done.
I made out with her, and suddenly we were broken up. And then I laid in my twin bed all summer long, listening to Aerosmith's greatest hits, and I would fast forward to when I was going to sleep, because, like, right around when I was about to go to sleep in bed, I would fast forward to the song Angel, just because I wanted it to hurt more. And I'd cry like a bitch. I said, babe.
I never.
Oh, God, I was a fucking pussy.
Well, I wasn't friends with you then, so, yeah, I guess.
Well, you were expelled. Let's talk about that.
No, I wasn't expelled then.
No, that was six. Was that
8th
sixth
grade.
No, but I was expelled in 6th grade. No, I wasn't. No, I made out with her in 6th grade. I made out with her in 6th grade. Okay. So, yes, we were friends yet. And I still had this outwardly don't give a fuck reputation.
You did.
Yes. So, I was never going to tell you about that. Never going to tell you how much of a fucking pussy I was when I lay there with... I even set the boombox next to the bed. And that was the whole thing. And then after that, what happened after that? I think Andrea Lair came into the picture after that, and that was a whole other fucking thing. But let's talk about what you just mentioned. You got expelled.
Why?
Okay, let's answer Brendan Hamilton's question. A former wrestler of mine is his senior year this year. He's going to do probably fucking amazing. State quality wrestler. He asked, what was the most trouble? All PA. What's the most trouble? The trouble. Fufta. Hoofer. What's the most trouble you've ever gotten into in high school? I can't compete. Let me tell you my story real quick before Derek tells you his. The most trouble I got into was I received somewhere between 17 and 19 days of suspension, out of school suspension. The principal goes, all right, he's really just being a dumbass and being a big dumb oaf and being a pain in the ass. He's not really doing anything that's like harming students. So she made a rule that every time I get kicked out of class, I am then in school suspension. So if I would get kicked out second period, I would sit in a little round room in the fucking middle school, and I'd have to do my homework there, eat my lunch there, fucking have everything there. And that turned into me not doing any homework there. I would do that thing where you breathe really fast, and then you hold your neck and try and get high and pass out.
California high.
Yes, and I would try to also take as much air into my system as I could, and then see how long I could burp it out. I would do that in that little rubber room. That was all I accomplished in that room.
Right. Yep.
So that's a good one, but yours is better. What happened that day?
Obviously, I've been into a lot of trouble in school. You know, a lot of stupid stuff. You know, whatever from fighting to mouth off teachers and stuff. But evidently, the biggest one was the pill.
What pill?
It was Adderall.
I thought it was Ritalin.
No, basically the same thing.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was an Adderall pill. So I got on a bus in the morning, and I rode the bus with Zach Patterson, and which I always thought Zach was a really good kid. He just couldn't figure out where he was in life. But he got in a bus, and Zach took Adderall every day. So he hops in, he sits next to me in the bus, and he's like, Derek, I have this pill, do you want it? And, you know, at the time, Adderall pill, I didn't know what the fuck it was. Like nowadays, you know, I probably would have took it, probably would have calmed me down, but
now.
But yeah, so he gives me this Adderall pill, and he's like, well, I don't know, like sell it or something, like just get rid of it. I'm like, all right, whatever. So he like put it in the palm of my hand, and I just like grasped onto it until we got to school. So I got the school bus at the high school, and as soon as I walk off, there's like I don't know, like 4 or 5 girls facing towards me, and one of them was facing away. And I went over because I knew the girls, and I just like opened up my hand from what he gave to me. And I'm like I don't know, I wasn't even thinking. I was like, hey, anybody want to buy this pill for $1? And they're like, no, like Derek, like they were like giggling, like whatever, just get out of here, Derek. Well, the one girl that was facing away from me turned around, and it was one of the mothers, and she's like, you need to get out of here before you get in trouble. So I went into the, like, as I was walking in the front door, I like threw the pill into the bushes, and you know, went to class, everything, and a little bit later, I was getting called to the office, and Mrs. fucking what was her, Johnson.
She's the one who saved my ass.
That bitch.
Yeah. She saved my ass, but yes, she was a fucking bitch.
She was
later in life. I realized
I dealt with her a lot. She just hated me, and I just didn't, you know, whatever. But yeah, so she pulls me out of the office, and she was like, "Derek, what happened outside? You know, what kind of pill did you sell?" And I was like, "I didn't try to sell anything. I was like, it was a Tylenol or something. I was just like bullshitting." And she's like, "Derek, Tylenol isn't blue." And when she said that, I like locked up. I'm like, I'm fucked.
You
like,
just admitted to it right there?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it was a pill. I said it was Adderall, you know. She's like, well, where's it at? And I was like, it's out in the bushes. She's like, can you go get it? I was like, I can try to look for it. So she took me outside.
She played you.
Yeah, I went out. Yeah, well, I evidently, like, if I was like...
Now?
Yeah. I could have got out of that.
Why was it blue? I dyed it with food coloring.
I could have...
Yeah, like, whatever. But you're scared shitless.
I could have said it was like an M&M mini or something.
Yeah.
Like, I could have just bullshit. But like I was like, she locked me up. I was scared. I was young, you know. So I was like, yeah, it might be outside. So we went outside.
You thought it would be okay.
Right. So
I'm admitting to it.
I went out to the bushes and I actually found it. It was really weird. I found it and I like gave it to her. She put it in a pouch. And we went back to the room. And then like 5 minutes later, my parents show up. And then like 2 minutes after that, like the fucking police show up, and so Mrs. Johnson was searching my book bag, and at the time I had a skateboarding book bag that you would strap your skateboard into, and the weekend before I was at the skate park, and she was searching it, and she found one of those multi-tools that like you open up.
It had a knife and all kinds of it.
She's like, Derek, what's this? I was like, come on. Like, I was just at the skate park the day before. Like, I forgot to take it out. I was, like, in, like, a weird secret...
Sure, all those skate clothes had that. Yeah.
Right. So,
your wheeled shoes.
So, she's like, we're not going to worry about this. Obviously, she knew me. She had me for worse, you know. So, she put it back in my backpack. And, my parents came in. Police came in. They cuffed me. The whole works.
Well, how did your parents react to that?
Bad, yeah. My dad was like, I don't know. You knew he was upset, but he was holding it in. My mom was crying. It was bad. And like as I'm like getting arrested, I was like, this wasn't totally my fucking fault. I was like, Zach Patterson gave me a pill.
Yeah.
So they called him down.
You fucking dick.
You
rat fuck. You rat fuck.
They came down. They fucking handcuffed him. We were in the back of the police car.
And what is it? Yo, man, you fucking rat on me, man. Fucking man.
He actually didn't say much. It was surprisingly.
Zach was the king. Zach was the king of R.I.P. By the way. Rest in peace, Zach Patterson. But he was the king of being in school and coming down to the lunchroom and go, man, I just got... And he's not black. He's Asian. I sound black when I'm trying to do his impression.
Korean.
He's Korean, correct. Which is Asian. That's something, I think. I don't know. But he goes, man, this fucking bitch wrote me up. I don't get why she wrote me up in the middle of fucking school. And I go, Zach, what'd you do? Why'd she write you up? All I did was call her a fucking piece of shit bitch. I said, I don't get with it. She just wrote me up.
That was always,
That was Zach. 100%.
Absolutely.
So you're in the back of the cop car.
Yeah, Zach, me and him were back, cuffs behind our back. We're sitting in the back, and Zach's like, this ain't shit. Like, who gives a fuck? We're on juvie. Who gives a shit, you know? And I'm like, yeah. Fuck them, you know? Yeah, well, that night was the worst experience of my fucking life.
You went to where?
Juvenile detention.
Well, right, but where? Specifically? Berks County Detention?
Yeah.
Where I ended up working?
Yeah. That's where I was.
You went to the best place you could go to, by the way.
Really?
Because
they were really hard on me. I mean, it wasn't a joke.
No, but you went to the best place, the safest place for you. Yes, if you would have went to like the children's home of Reading or somewhere less, they were so clockwork, staff-wise and security-wise, you weren't in danger. But they let you know they were in charge.
Yeah.
But you were never in danger of getting fucked up or anything happening to you there, because they ran a fucking tight ship there. It was the best place I ever worked. No matter what shift came in there, they did it the same. They did it. Is somebody trying?
No. Can I pee?
Yeah, you can pee.
Okay.
Go piss. Dad's taking a piss. And I'm going to have to go after you, by the way.
All right.
He's going to the bathroom with the baby wipes. Let me tell you about baby wipes. They're the best thing known to fucking man. They are the next thing to a bidet. I've never had a bidet. I've thought of installing one of a bidet in my bathroom. But then I wonder, well, what if a little shit particle gets in that bidet and then squirts back up into your ass when it tries to clean you? You get re-shitted. I think that's the term, re-shitted. It's a technical term, a scientific term people don't need to bother themselves with. But I think that's what happens. You get re-shitted when the bidet shit water squirts up your asshole. I can't wait to hear what Derek talks about when he comes back in here. He's peeing right now. Him and his wife are here. And their 2 children. They're very, very lovely family. Great people. And he's going to sit down now, and now I'm going to leave. And I'm going to take a piss.
What are you talking about?
Nothing in general. Well, talking about you a little bit. Talking about your family. Talking about the joy of baby wipes. But talk about whatever you want to talk about as I leave. There's no substance. There's no fucking diagram to how to talk. So talk about what you want.
I was just going to continue where you were. But yeah, back to juvenile detention. Like, don't ever even think about going there. It was terrible. It really was. When I got there, the night was pretty good, and then the next morning we woke up at I think 6 o'clock in the morning or something, and we had to make our beds and stand outside of our door in proper form, and I had a wrinkle in my bed, so they came in and they ripped apart my bed, and then they made me redo it, and when I was redoing it, I rolled my eyes or something. It's something weird along those lines, and he got mad at me, and they made everybody in that cell room go into their rooms and tear apart their bed and redo it. And so I was the asshole. I was the biggest asshole because I made everybody go back in their rooms and redo their beds. It was terrible. It was the worst. When I first got there, it was, like I said, me and Zach were joking around about going to juvenile detention. And when we got to juvenile detention, we pulled up and we went into the doors, and this dude was staying there, he had to be 6'5", and he looked like Mr. Clean, shaved head, just this big jack dude. And we got out of the cop car, and he just starts yelling at us,
right away. By the way, I'm back from peeing.
We just knew it wasn't a joke at that point.
So when you went in there, I did a lot of work there where I got new inmates, or whatever you want to call it, new clientele, whatever the fuck you want to do. Did you have to do the whole fucking strip search and all that bullshit?
Cough and
you have to pull your foreskin back, run your hands through your fucking armpit hair, pull your balls up, all kinds of shit.
Bend over. And
dude, what is it about... I don't know about you. Well, maybe at that age it was different. Hispanics and blacks have the fucking most lintiest asses.
I never looked at it.
Well, I've had to. So, I've seen...
hold on a second. You were in that department?
Dude, yeah. I worked in that building.
I thought you worked at Kids Peace or something.
No.
Oh.
My first job out of school, I had taken alright, here's a funny story. I should have an associate's degree. And by now, I should have a bachelor's degree. Because I went online and took more classes. I don't have either. I have more than enough credits for the associates, way more than enough credits for the associates. I probably don't have enough for the bachelor's. But I needed 62 credits out of high school to get a job at Berks County Youth Detention, where you were.
Okay.
So I got those. I had 62, which is the same. It's the associate's degree equivalent. So I had that. So I got in there. So what that means is I got a first shift job, but I was weekend shift. I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 10s. So the most active time you could possibly fucking work.
Really?
Weekend shifts. Now, it wasn't night shifts, so
it was terrible to work?
No, it was great.
Really? Okay.
It was great. It was only great because I've worked in other corrections jobs. I see what the difference is.
Right.
That place was great. It was like being on a cloud working in that place. Like clockwork. Everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. Kids moved the way they were supposed to move. If they didn't, bam, they got nailed on their head. Everybody saw it. Done, no problem. Continue the machine.
Right.
It was not like these places where, well, on my shift I like to do it this way. Well, on my shift, no, there was none of that. It was, this is the machine. Everybody runs with the machine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. It was the only place I've ever worked at like that. Even now where I work, it's not that way.
But what happened with that? What happened with...
Reason why I'm not there?
Yeah.
It's a county job, and they had county cutbacks. So county cut back their funding. Berks County cut back their funding. So my class and the class that got hired after me, and it's also a union job, don't forget that. It was a union.
I don't know.
So my job and my class and the class I was with, and everyone in the class after me, I'm sorry if I said before, the class after me got laid off unless you were with the county system longer than the current people. I lost my job to a woman who had 20 years as a county secretary, who typed up reports and then wanted to retire while working corrections.
Really?
She couldn't restrain anybody. She never wrote a disciplinary report on anybody. She was just a body, and she was there because she was in the union. And that's what pisses me off. Like, unions are great. I'm fine with unions, but they're not merit-based. And that's what I can't stand about them. Because I was way better. Like, I had a few guys in tears as my class was getting laid off, and they hugged us. And they said, I wish we could do something. As we went in there, they offered, I can't remember the month, but let's just say it was October. They laid us, they got rid of us like two weeks before the end of the month. And they said, well, all right, we'll pay you unemployment, and we'll give you insurance till the end of the month.
Wow.
That's what they said to us.
Wow.
So...
the reason I was asking was, my sister applied for a Berks County prison. This is like 2 years ago. My sister's, she's a tough girl.
Yeah.
She's very strong. She knows what she's doing. But she applied there.
But does she know that?
What's that?
There's a difference, as you know.
Well, she went like, she made through the test and everything, and then she went for like the physical test, and there was like, I guess there was like 20, 30 people, and there was like basically a course you had to go through. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, sure.
What she was telling me, but you have to like go through like one gate and lock it behind you, and like go through another one, lock it behind you, and like run around desks, like, and she failed at it because she like tripped over a desk or something, and they were like, "See ya."
Yeah.
Move on to the next person, and she was really upset about it.
Sure.
But, my sister's a tough girl, but I don't see her like wrestling an inmate.
Right?
You know what I mean?
No, it's tough.
Yeah,
you gotta be. I worked at Berks County Youth Detention for not even a year, I don't think, before they laid us off. Me and the class after us, and then I worked at the Children's Home of Reading, which is
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
A shit show, but not as bad. Not as bad as where I went to, which was Berks County Youth Detention, where not Berks County. Berks County Youth was good. The Academy in Pittsburgh, the Academy, that place was a free for all.
Really?
That was a fight. Every day you went to work. Every single day you went to work, you were fighting.
I remember you telling me that you almost got sick of it.
Yeah, because I was the guy. Oh my God! There's a problem in this room.
Yeah, you were the big guy. Like, you were the only decent sized guy.
Me and more or less, me and 1 to 2 other guys were the guys that got cold.
I mean, you're still a pussy in my eyes.
As it should be. But we every day was fighting. Like, fighting. Not like, okay, you got me. No, fighting.
Full out fighting.
Like, people would try to punch me in the face, and I would have to not punch them, because we're not allowed to hit. We would have to place them in a therapeutic hold, which meant me grabbing them and throwing them on their fucking heads. And in the last podcast, I talk about how I had to repaint a locker room because I split some kid's ear in half.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but again, kid is in quotes because these were 17 to 19-year-old people. And if you're going to throw your hands at somebody at that age, if you're even on the street, somebody's going to fuck you up, or you're going to fuck them up. But I wasn't going to get fucked up. And a lot of these kids think they can throw hands, which is great. Throw hands all you want. If you're black, you think you can throw hands to a white guy. That's just what it is. But guess what? What happens when I grab you and I toss you on your head and I'm on top of you? You have no idea what to do.
Well, it's a whole different story.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, that was part one of the Derek Kerchner saga, the excellent adventure of Derek and Justin, or Justin and Derek, or whatever you want to call it. But that was part one. This is going to be broken up. I'm looking 3 or 4 parts because this ended up being like 3 hours long. So, hope you enjoyed part one. Stay tuned next week for part 2. And probably the following week for part 3. We'll see how long it ends up getting cut up. But hope you enjoyed it. Looking forward to everybody. I don't know where to go from here. Everybody doing something. Just do something. Alright. Enjoy your weekend. Later, people. Big black cock. Yuck. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
I'm just saying, don't get upset. Let's get to the bottom of it. I'm just saying, don't you take it personal.